Wait a minute. They said they nerfed Moze? That she couldn't throw unlimited grenades? Well, I say no to that. You know why? Because today I'm going to be sharing you guys my infinite grenade build. As of this is LaserBolt and welcome to today's video. In today's video, guys, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my unlimited grenade build. Now, this is a really good build and one that actually hangs whether you're playing in Mayhem 3, whether you're doing Slaughterhouse as you guys are watching the gameplay, Proving Grounds, it just straight out wrecks. Now, as you guys know, they went ahead and nerfed Moze, and they reduced the cooldown time of the grenade. So instead of you being able to get your grenade instantly back, they went ahead and made it so it takes 2 seconds for you to get your grenade back, kind of giving you a little bit more of a kind of stoppage of you being able to spam grenades. But don't worry, guys, it's nothing to worry about because I got you guys completely covered. Something that you're going to be able to spam grenades regardless of the nerf they did to Moze. Now, before I show you guys exactly how the build works and everything that we're doing within the footage, I do want to remind you guys about our giveaway. We're giving away 3 copies of Ghost Recon Breakpoint for the system of your choice. To enter and participate, it's super easy. All you have to do is click the link down below where it says Join Bolt Nation, and you guys will be automatically entered. So good luck to everyone that's participating. And I want to say a massive thank you to everybody who has joined the Bolt Nation. Thank you guys for the amazing support. All right, guys, so now it's time for us to dive into this build, and let's talk about what you're going to need to get as far as gear and what you guys should be trying to spec into in your character. So we're going to be specking into 2 different trees. We're going to be specking into Demolition Women and Shields of Retribution. Right now, we're going to get started with Demolition Women. So for the first one, guys, we're going to be dumping 5 points into Fire in the Skag's Den. This is just going to give us incendiary damage whenever we apply splash damage. This is really effective for Mayhem 3 and also for high-end content due to the fact that incendiary damage is going to help us bring those red bars really fast. Next up, we're going to be dumping 3 points into Means of Destruction. Basically, what this is going to allow us to do, it's going to allow kind of like the primary weapon that we're using to have almost infinite ammo, because whenever we deal splash damage, there's a chance to add ammo to the current weapon that she has equipped, and there is also a chance to get your grenade back. Remember, we're going to be using our grenades a lot, and when I say a lot, it's like we're not even going to be shooting a weapon. All we're going to be doing is throwing our grenades and kind of theoretically shooting a weapon, but which is kind of like shooting a grenade. So in tail, we're really just throwing grenades. So anything that we could use to get more grenades back is definitely a plus in my book. So this is kind of like a requirement. Make sure you dump in 3 points in here. The next one, we're going to be dumping 5 points into Torque Cross Promotion. All splash damage dealt by Moze has a chance to double in size. Really good, especially for carrying large areas of mob like Circular Slaughter. Proven Grounds is going to just allow you to kill more enemies with a wider radius. Then we're going to dump 3 points into Pull the Holy Pin. This is going to allow the grenades to do critical hits, and it's going to increase the damage of those critical hits. Then we're going to be putting 1 point into Auto Bear. Now, the only reason we're only dumping 1 point into here, guys, is because we're going to be using Auto Bear as a means of kind of an emergency if we ever go down. If our shield gets depleted a lot and we need to get our health back, or we just need to regen our heal, this is the only reason why we're going to be using Auto Bear. I highly recommend this, guys, because just because you're going to be spamming a lot of grenades doesn't mean you won't be taking damage, and sometimes you might get in a sticky situation where you're going to need Auto Bear. Now, if you guys watched my gameplay, I mean, I don't even have Auto Bear equipped. The reason why I didn't want to equip it, I just wanted you guys to see how OP this was in Mayhem 3. I didn't even go down once using this particular build. That just shows you how effective this build is. But I do want to give you guys an option in case you're really damaged and you want to make sure you get your shields back. This is a very good alternative. Plus, always having a buddy by your side is always nice. Then we're going to dump a total of 3 points into Why Can't I Carry This Many Grenades? It's just going to increase the amount of grenades we have, and the more grenades, the better, right? Last but not least, guys, we're going to be dumping 1 point into The Last Stand. This just allows us to throw a grenade while we are in fight for life. Remember, we are going to have a ton of grenades. Our grenades are going to do a lot of damage. So having that option to throw a grenade while we're fighting for our life is going to be crucial. So that's why we put a point on this one. All right, so now into Shield of Retribution, which we're going to be using it to be a little bit more tanky and also tapping into our shield. We're going to start off with Armed Infantry. It's just going to give us damage reduction when our shields are active, and it's going to increase our gun damage when our shields are active, especially since we're going to be using a lot of shields here. This is very important and crucial. Next, we're going to be dumping a total of 4 points into Drowning in the Brass. This is just our kill skill. It's just going to give us a little bit more gun damage whenever we're stacking our kill skills. Really important. Gun damage is it's going to be important because we're going to be using kind of like a rocket launcher, which is technically a gun, so we want to get that little bit extra damage. Then we have Thin Red Line. This is what's going to make this build work perfectly. What it's going to allow us to do, it's going to allow us to put a portion of Moze's health in reserve and cannot be restored, but her maximum shield is increased by the same amount. So once again, we're using that shield, kind of like our shield is our health, technically speaking. Then we're going to dump 5 points into Vladoff, and what this is going to give us is going to give us max shield, and it's going to increase the max shield, and it's also going to allow us to be resistant to shock damage. Then we're going to be dumping 1 point into Full Cannon Whoopies, and the reason why we're doing this is because, remember, like I said earlier in the video, in case we're ever in trouble, we're going to be able to use Iron Bear to be able to recharge our shields. So this is just kind of like your scapegoat emergency in case you're really getting injured and you just want to make sure you get your shields back real fast. You don't have to dump a point into here, but I highly recommend it, especially for high-end content. You never know when you're going to get shot from some random place and you're going to need Iron Bear to come and save you. Then we're going to be dumping a point into Experimental Munition. This is going to give us incendiary damage whenever we score a critical hit. Really important, guys, because remember, those red bars are going to be melted when we actually have more incendiary going our way. Then we're going to be dumping a total of 3 points into Desperate Measure. Moze's gun damage is increased depending on how low her health is. Remember, our health is going to be super duper low due to the fact that we're only going to have 1 health. So this is going to be extremely important in making our gun damage really OP. Even though we won't be shooting our gun that much, it's still going to make it very powerful when we shoot it. Now, the last one we're going to be dumping a total of 5 points into, and it's super important, is the Doctrine. Now, the Doctrine is a kill skill that gives us gun damage and increases our maximum shield every time we kill an enemy. Now, this is only able to stack for 30 seconds, but having this in your back pocket is extremely, extremely important because we're going to be getting max shield plus 18, gun damage plus 12. This is what makes the build completely work. Now let's take a look at the gear you're going to need in order to make sure that you're going to be having those unlimited grenades. Alright, so let's start off with the first requirement. For the first requirement, I want to recommend the Transformer. I like the Transformer. I think it works very well with Moze, especially for this particular build. Now you could use a Recharger. That one works well as well. I just feel that the Transformer is a little bit better. It tends to drop with a higher capacity than the Recharger sometimes. And, you know, getting that conversion of shock damage into shields, it's super important because there is a lot of shock happening when you're doing like high level end content. So absorbing that is pretty cool. Now, in addition to that, it gives you a 40% chance to absorb bullets, adding them to your ammo count. This is, once again, it's important because the weapon we're going to be using, the more ammo we could get for the weapon, the better we're going to be off. Now, one that it's extremely a requirement, that is the blood letter. Now, I know a lot of you guys have been trying to get the blood letter. Now, I'm going to show you guys all the blood letters that I currently have. I have a total of 3. If any of you guys would like one of these, make sure you guys join my Discord channel, hop on the Borderlands 3 chat, and let me know, Laser, I need the blood letter, and we'll probably set up a stream where I'll be helping you guys get the blood letters that you guys need. Make sure you guys follow me on my stream platforms as well, so you guys know when that stream goes live. I stream on Mixer and Facebook, and also on Twitch. Whichever platform you guys like the best, or if you want to follow me on all 3, I would greatly appreciate it. I have this blood letter right here. This one comes with a 31 action skill cooldown rate, 50% theater weapon accuracy, and heavy weapon damage. The only reason that I'm running this as opposed to these other ones is because this one has heavy weapon damage, and I am going to be using a heavy weapon a lot. So that's the reason why I have that one in there. This one's actually pretty good as well. This other one that I have, this augmented one, I like the 31 SMG damage. If this was flipped and it actually had heavy weapon damage, I'd probably be using this one instead. And I also have this one as well. This is more for Mallywang's. I don't really like this one that much, but I just have it just in case. Now, the thing I would like to see, if anybody had a blood letter that had, heavy weapon damage and also had a boost for torque weapon, that would be amazing. I don't know if that exists, so let me know in the comment section down below if any of you guys have bumped into anything like that. The next requirement, of course, is going to be our shield, and I use the elemental projectile pull out method. Now, this one's really, really cool. It comes with a damage boost of a plus 183. Really good. It gives us a boost of plus 16 incendiary damage. Remember, we are going to be causing incendiary damage with our crit hits, so it does give us that. It also gives us a plus 45 for your life duration, so in case we go down, we have a little bit of extra time to stay alive. And it also gives us a plus 149 health per second. Even though our health is not important within this build, it's nice to have it just in case, you never know. Now, one thing I do like about this one in particular is, while suffering an elemental effect, increase your damage with the same element. This is super important because we're either going to be burning or we're going to be in some sort of elemental effect due to the fact that we're going to be spamming our grenades a lot. So it's actually pretty good to have this boost in damage. And one more requirement for this build is the Mirror Hex Grenade. Now this is super important, guys. Now, I want to recommend too, this one right here is pretty good. This one has radiation damage, but if you could get one with corrosive damage and incendiary damage, you're going to want to have all three of them. The reason why you want to have all three of them is because in Mayhem, as you guys know, the modifiers change. So you want to change this accordingly. Basically, what I like to do is I go corrosive. That's my #1 priority since it's really good against red bars, really good against yellow bars, and it's kind of okay against blue bars. But it's really good against the main problems when it comes to high-end content. So I like to have a corrosive one here. But if you have a radiation one, that should suffice. So that's all going to be pending. Just make sure it's a hex. Now, what makes this build completely amazing and what allows us to actually spam like crazy is this rocket right here called the Hive. So now I want to give a massive shout out to our Discord user, I Need Help 94, and I needed help, and he actually came in clutch because I was trying to find to see if anybody had the Hive, and I farmed for like about 2 to 3 hours trying to get this rocket launcher. I wasn't able to get it, and luckily he came clutch and said, Laser, I have it, I'll send it over to you guys. So he sent it over. Now the only problem with this one that I have is that I wish that this one in particular had corrosive damage instead of radiation damage. The reason why is because it would work much better if you could run multiple. Like if you had one of these, if you had one with corrosive and also had one with radiation, that would be the ideal combo. So you want to run 2 of these. Now the way you want to use this is going to be your second grenade. So basically what you're going to be doing is you'll be lobbing grenades. Let's say you lob 4 grenades. You shoot 2 of these, your grenades are going to be back, lob 2 grenades, shoot 2 of these, lob 2 grenades. You guys get the idea. Basically, in the cooldown of your grenades, you're going to be using this as a grenade. What this beautiful rocket does, it shoots down a little projectile and it shoots little grenades out into the world to the enemies that are around them. So it's like having an extra grenade. It's just a really, really good rocket launcher, especially for this particular build. And I highly recommend you guys definitely pick this one up and pair it up with this build. Once again, big shout out to I Need Help 94. And there you go, guys. That is my infinite grenade build video for you guys for Moze. I do hope you guys enjoyed and do try it out. Let me know if you guys are running something similar. If you guys have tried the Hive, also let me know in the comment section down below. I love the combo. It's really good for bosses. It's really good for mobs. Now for bosses, it's all going to be dependent on being able to have multiple of the same items with different elements to make sure you have enough DPS when you're doing it. But other than that, it's a really effective build. Let me know if you guys like it, if you guys dislike it, and if you guys would like to see a build for other characters that I haven't made builds for, let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will catch you guys on the next video.